Hello guys and girls. Today we are going to set up our Linux virtual machine. Throughout this course, I will use VirtualBox Hypervisor, mostly because it's free. Others are kinda as well, like VMware and Hyper-V, but with some limitations. I will install Ubuntu on virtual machine, not because I think it's the best version, but because it's quite popular, and with it comes a huge support too. Basically, whatever problem or challenge you encounter is probably already written out altogether with solution. You just have to Google it out a bit. We can use desktop or server version. The server version can be used only with terminal, which we will anyway use 99% of the time. I mean for terminal. But I did choose to use desktop version throughout this course. I think it's easier. VirtualBox is, let's try to simplify it, an operating system within your operating system. But it runs like an application. It allows you to run multiple operating systems within your original or host operating system. Depending on your hardware components, the better, the more machines you can run. Some of you may want to replace your current operating system with any of the Linux distros. That is okay, if that is what you wish, even though I would recommend, for the sake of safer learning, either dual boot or the best, which as you can see we will apply throughout this course, virtual machines. Alright, go ahead and download Ubuntu Desktop. You click here and there it is. It should probably automatically start downloading. But because I already have that, you just can go ahead and save the file, click OK. That's gonna get you there. As you can see, the current Ubuntu version is 20.04. Even though that is going to change in the future, you will still be able to follow this course with the coming versions as well. The process of installation is going to be the same whether you are doing it on a virtual machine or a real computer. So let's assume you downloaded it. Now let's go over to VirtualBox and go to Downloads. And we should now download some of these binaries. Well, in my case for Windows, but if you run any other operating system, feel free to choose an option relevant to that operating system. After it is downloaded, just go ahead and install it like any other video game. Next. Keep default settings, and it's just gonna ask you a bunch of times if you wanna authorize software by Oracle, etc. If there is really a demand from me to go through those easy steps, just comment below enough times and I will record tutorial about that if necessary. So let's say you installed successfully VirtualBox. Click New to create a new machine. Pick a name for your machine. For example, Linux is awesome. Now we have to find Linux is already. Now we will find the Ubuntu version. Here it is. Click on Next. How much memory you want to give it? I would give it 4 GB, but you would do well with 1 as well. Some say even 512 megabytes, but I wouldn't recommend it. Now let's create a virtual hard disk. And as the text said, if we don't need to use it with another virtualization software, you can leave the settings unchanged, which we will. Now, dynamically allocated means it will not just take a fixed amount of memory from our hard drive right now. It will grow as files on virtual disk grow. Now we can set a limit here. I will go with 30 gigabytes, but you would do fine even with 15. Great. There we go. So now we can power on the machine. Now we have to click here, navigate to the Ubuntu image we just downloaded. Here it is. Here it is. Open. Choose that one. Start. A little bit of waiting. Good, it's booting up. Of course, install Ubuntu. English, definitely. Keyboard layout, definitely English. Of course, normal installation. Now, well, if you want to use this machine as working machine or for any kind of personal use, you should check this download updates box. But for the sake of our learning process, I will uncheck this one. We can install this third-party software in case we want to dabble around with it. Continue. Erase this, yeah, we want to do that, but let's check these advanced features. In case you want to use it as a working machine, again, I would recommend checking LVM button, especially because this encrypt checkbox. We want to protect ourselves as much as possible. But this time we will go ahead by default. So erase this. Install now. Continue. Choose where you are at currently. At the moment I am at this point on our precious planet Earth. Now in case in the meantime you encountered error, which I suppose you will because I did at this specific point of installation, because VirtualBox has its errors here and there, I made another video on how to solve that issue hopefully. It worked for me and for you others. The videos will be in the description below, as well as at the end of this video. Now let's continue with this installation. Pick a name. Password. Continue. Installation on the way. Let's restart now. To remove the installation medium, optical drive, and I think it's removed in my case. And voila, we did it. See you in the next topic. Cheers!